I think it's no coincidence that McDavid has been around you, Stammer, you played with him as well, and has a long reputation of being a fitness junkie.
Yeah.
And then you also played with young Sid.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you kind of alluded to this, but what makes the greats great?
And it's sacrifice. And they have talent.
Do you see an alignment with all three of those?
Of course. And I watched it with Sid as a player. I'm so amazed by Crosby. I really am. I tell this story all the time. I got to Pittsburgh and I was playing on a line with Sid, and I went in the corner to help him. He's had 2 guys on him, so I'm in the corner where I spent most of my career, trying to help him. He says, "Rod, get the hell away from me." And I'm like,
as a kid, he's saying that to you.
I'm like, "What are you talking about? You need help in here." He's like, "I know, I don't need help. Take someone away from me. I'm good." Yeah. And it was like the light went on for me. I'm like, this kid at the time, I was 41, and he was coming to the corner. He had 2 guys on him. He coming to the corner with the puck. Yeah. I was always amazed at how good he was, how dedicated he was.
Gary, Peter Sikora once said, and just to quickly jump in, because you can speak to this probably more. I remember Peter Sikora, kind of at the end of his career, was in Pittsburgh as well, and I said, what makes Sid great? And he said, his body build as a hockey player is the perfect build. He talked about core strength at a time that I don't think core strength was really a thing 20 years ago in hockey, and so you were kind of going that way. Could you speak to that in terms of his compete strength?
He was a man amongst boys, really, when he was a junior hockey player, and he had a huge. I thought I had big legs. This guy had huge legs, huge butt. Really, really strong, low center of gravity. You always watch Crosby and you're always amazed. It's almost like he was born with the stick in his hand. It's always in the right spot. It's always on the ice. It's always like a heavy stick. Yeah. You go to use the stick, guys, and I'm looking at this going, how do you use this thing? It's heavy, it's stiff, it's straight. Yeah. Think about that. Like a young hockey player today, if you said heavy, stiff, and straight, they'd be looking at you and go, I'm not using that stick. I need whip, and I need a huge hook. Yeah. So the stick that he used and the game that he played, it was eye-opening for me. It was. Mark Recchi and I would sit in the back of the plane, and we would just marvel at how all of us, even us as older players, would watch Sid. And I remember...
So you knew? Yeah. You knew?
Oh, yeah. I knew. You knew. We didn't. Everybody talks about a veteran leadership in Pittsburgh, and we thought we had great veteran leadership back then. We didn't have to do much. We had an amazing group of young players: Jordan Stahl, Malkin, Letang, Crosby. I mean, those 3 guys I played with are still playing. It's
crazy.
And I'm like, are those guys still on the same team? They're still playing. Yeah. And it just absolutely amazes me. Yeah. And they were Tanger was kind of like a free spirit, kind of goofy young guy. Didn't have a care in the world, played like it, but played amazing. Yeah. And he was so good because he had that attitude. And Sid, I watched him off the ice. I watched him have an ankle injury at one point, and he had lace bite really bad, and I was out at the same time injured. And he was in the back with an obstacle course for 45 minutes, just stick handling through this obstacle course. And he would take the time to cut his stick off, so it was like he was in his skates. And he would stick handle through this obstacle course.
Yeah, okay.
So, of course, me, right?
Think of that.
You and I, you're like, so I'd go in the gym. I haven't gone in the gym, but that's when I saw the game turning, not just gym, but more skill, right? Yeah. And Crosby was like that. Stamkos was like that. But I remember going in and I said, here, let me try that with Sid one day, right? And within 5 minutes, I was knocking over sticks and wrecking the obstacle course. I had this burn in my forearms.
Rex, get out of the corner. Robs, get out of the corner. Get out of the corner, Robs. I got it.
Yeah, Crosby basically looked at me and said, Robs, you're wrecking my obstacle course. Get out of here. So he kicked me out of working on my stick handling. I was 41, started working my stick handling. I'm like, I think we're a little late for that.
A little late.
But anyways, but it was good for me. I got to see how Sid prepared. I got to see just how much time he put in, and I just reflect on showing up at the rink at 8:30 in the morning, and I hear the guy on the ice, and I go out there, and I'm like, we just played the night before, and I'm looking at him, I'm like, I open the door, I'm like, what are you doing out here? It's Crosby. Yeah. And he's out there with Mike Yeo, and
8 o'clock in the morning.
And he says, Robs, I hated my hands last night. And I looked at him and I just said, how do you think the rest of us feel?
If you didn't like yours, yeah.
How do you think the rest of us feel? But that was what he did. And I don't think, he had all the other attributes. He had the strength, he had the skill, he had the will to be as good. And he was young. So it was good for me. I got to see that, and then I went and saw. And then I played with Stammer, and that's when I started to see that we're going to have to adjust all the off-ice training for the amount of on-ice training that these young players are doing, because they actually skate too much, in my opinion now. But you have to be careful you don't over-program a player in the summertime, because he still wants to skate. They still want to be out. They still want to touch the ice, because that's where they feel like they lose their feel. So I'm all for it within reason. But if your goal is to get stronger, you do need to take that time off to develop the strength you need to play, right? And that's where our challenge is with players today is trying to get them to rest a little bit and get off the ice and get in the gym more. And making them, that's your 3 months where it's your foundation you're building on every summer. You're building on that foundation for longevity. And you start missing summers, whether you play late, like our Oiler friends, they're playing late a couple years in a row.
Catches up.
But guys, I think people totally underestimate the wear and tear on the body when you go to the Stanley Cup final 2 years in a row, and to top it off, you don't win.
Yeah.
And now you're back in the playoffs again with 2 summers of basically just staying even, I call it. Like, you're not making gains. You're just trying to get healthy to go back to training camp.
Yeah.
And I don't think people underestimate just how hard it is on the body to play that long, year after year, and try to repeat it. It's basically impossible.
Especially today, in today's game. It's not sustainable, I don't think.
Not with the speed
like, we're
of the
not going to see
game.
another Islanders 4 straight cups or the Habs or 4. Like,
I don't think
it's
so.
hard
I
to
think
see
the
that
parity's
now.
too great. I think you guys can look at it right now. We could all probably pick a different team that's going to win the Stanley Cup right now, and all be wrong.
Yeah.
That's how close. That's how close it is, and that's.
We're really good at getting it wrong.
Yeah, we are.
You good at getting
Well, I
it
am.
wrong?
Maybe no, you're good.
Well, I think I said something else the other day, and out of the blue, like, I love Roddy Brindamore. He was a teammate, and I love what he stands for. And I picked Carolina. I said I think Carolina's going to win the Cup, and that was after watching them play Ottawa. But obviously, he's got their team playing pretty well. But I could be, dreadfully wrong too.
Yeah. My last one. So to touch on what you were just saying. So McDavid just, the Oilers just lost out a couple nights ago or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, ideally, when would you like him back in the gym? Or are you telling him, not like, hey, I don't want to see you for a few, or take a couple weeks, or like, how does that work?
Based on the last few years, too.
Listen, I mean, he was in the gym 5 days after they lost last year.
Yeah.
And he, respectfully, I don't tell his business, but but he had a busy summer ahead. Yeah. And he knew it was going to be a short summer because they went through it the year before. Mm-hmm. He's a smart guy. He's like, heck, I don't want to spend too much time. I got 3 weddings to go to. Yeah. All right. So
can eat your summer.
Well, I always tell my guys a lot of pretend drinking this weekend. But it's true. But all these young guys, like, it's true. You get a late season, and then all these young guys, I get it. Your teammates are getting married. You're going to weddings. You're staying in hotels. It's tough to stay disciplined. And I know for him, he just thought that he didn't want to get out of shape. He knew he had weekends already planned that he was going to be away, and that's him. But that's kind of what you have to do. Yeah. You have to. Season's over. Quick evaluation. How's my body feel? What do I think I need to do right now for the next 2 weeks to get my body ready to train hard? And if it's rehab because you're injured, then it's rehab. Mm-hmm. But if it's just rest, a mental rest, then go get your mental rest. Go away, do whatever you got to do, play some golf, stay active. But within 2 to 3 weeks, guys, the guys are back in the gym. Yeah. Because you literally don't want to get out of shape. Yeah. You have your nights. Go out and have your nights.
How long does it take to get out of shape for anybody, like the average person, real quick?
Well, I mean, the way economy lives, probably just a couple of days.
Day and a half.
Yesterday.
Maybe.
I was in shape yesterday. I'm out of shape now.
I guess every time I see Comey, we're at alumni events, so we're usually both having beers. Right? So we're both on the same program when we see each other.
But as an athlete, like a highly trained athlete, like, does it take a week? Yeah, 2 weeks to start all of a sudden
I'd
getting
say if you go and have lots of fun for a week or say 2 weeks. Yeah. You're starting to get out of shape. Aerobically, I think you get out of shape quick, like 72 hours. Yeah. Like, if we don't have, I believe that if you don't practice hard in season, eventually it affects your game pace, okay? So I'm a big advocate. Like, I help with the Brantford Bulldogs currently in junior hockey. It's been really fun to kind of be part of that in an advisory role, and also Adrian and I go in and we help with the strength and development there, conditioning, and it's been really good. But I feel like if our team doesn't practice hard Monday or Tuesday early in the week, we don't play with pace on the weekend. So you can get into that. Too much rest isn't good. You right?
Yeah.
Too much rest, you lose your game pace. You lose the physicality. Like, I need to see some contact in practice. I was a player that I was asking for contact because I wanted to feel that how tired you feel when a guy's hanging on you like this guy. He's hanging on you and your heart rate's up 15, 20 beats. If you never feel that in practice, I think at some point during the season you pay the price for that because you lose your fitness.
Yeah.
And then if you're not a guy playing more than 15 minutes, you get out of shape pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So I'm a real, I believe in studying ice times, pace of each shift, how you're recovering. And if you're not recovering between shifts, then you need to do more off the ice. Yeah. And I think it's a real fine line. That's why I think what we do well is we take that player and we look at his ice time all year. And we look how, okay, you didn't play much this year, right? And you didn't practice hard. We'll give you 1 day off and you're getting back to work. You know what I mean? Because a lot of guys, I believe, aren't in aerobic shape because they don't do enough off the ice to keep it, and then they don't play enough minutes to get it on the ice. So you can't treat everybody the same.
No.
You need to look at your roster. You can look at your 25-minute guys and say, okay, yeah, you're doing a light spin, some mobility, cold plunge, and eating.
Yeah.
But you played 8 minutes,
Yeah.
and you may get 12 minutes next game, but if you don't train like you get 12 minutes, then when you get those 12 minutes, you won't be prepared to play.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what so I'm watching games, that's what I'm studying.
But that's what you're watching, yeah.
I'm watching.
Yeah.
I'm watching. Can you repeat your pace every shift? You get out for a long power play, a skilled guy plays a 2-minute power play, what's his next 5-on-5 shift like? So that's the stuff I look at when I'm looking at, are you able to recover from going full out and repeat your shift? And if you're not in good enough shape to play.
This is fascinating, and I think we all probably have 10 million more questions that we're like, we would love to do this again sometime, Gary. Because
you're tired of me rambling.
No, honestly,
you knew it was a problem. You knew it might be a problem.
Our producer, Steve Stone, is a diehard.
Have some beers at the
We didn't even talk about your run with the Leafs and a stack roster from those early 2000s.
Yeah,
so I mean, I think to close this out, thank you very much. I think I'm a big believer of the line, attitude reflects leadership, from the movie Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
I think the stories that you shared today, Killer, Mr. Tobin, people who believe in you, elements of leadership, but you look at 3 of the greatest players of this generation in the last 20 years, Sidney Crosby, Connor McDavid, Stammer.
Yeah.
I think there's no coincidence that the fitness whisperer, the hockey whisperer, that you have kind of shared some of that knowledge, and they are better players for it. So thank you very much for doing this.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Really appreciate this.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Thank you guys. Thank you.
one of the greats and one of the most fascinating stories in hockey, to be a 400-plus goal scorer, Stanley Cup champion, Memorial Cup champion, and to reinvent himself now as one of the greatest fitness minds in the hockey world today. Gary Roberts. For Kami, Razor, I'm Cybulski. See you next time here on the Clearing the Crease podcast, powered by Ozoon. Well played.